Hello everyone, this is FallenDice, and welcome to episode 18 of Burpcraft Feed the Beast with FallenDice. And wow, we had an interesting leg spike there. Alright, so today, let's go ahead and take a quick little look at the progress we've made on our bees real fast. Not going to be focusing on the bees today, we did that last episode, but to show you what progress we're making here. Over here, first off, I have in here, see if they're purified. Yep, good. 16 charges of our Fiendish. We're going to be converting all of our demonics into Fiendish so we can double the amount of the phosphorus that we can get off of them. Over here, each side, I basically double this up. So what's in here is also over there, and these are the strains that I've come up with so far. We have the Cave, the Nocturnal, Rainfall, don't need that anymore. Max Fertility, Fast Productivity, Fast Flowering, don't need that anymore. Beatific, Shorter Lifespan, Demonic, don't need that anymore. Flowers, Elongated Lifespan, I got that from Fuzzy, and here's the good stuff. Up and down 5 Humidity Tolerance, up and down 5 Temperature Tolerance. That's going to make it so I can pretty much do any bee anywhere. So as soon as I get that done with my what I'm doing over here, I'm gonna mass create probably enough to do about 5 or 6 princess drone combinations, and we'll take them and start mass producing them. Once I get enough of the drones, I'm just gonna come in and stick 8 drones in each one of our little alvearies, kind of like how we were doing before, and by the time it's done, poof, we'll have fiendish queens putting out twice as much of our simmering comb, giving us our phosphorus, and we've doubled our production without having to add any more alvearies, which will allow us to add in a lot more other alvearies for some of the other bees that we're going to be getting over time. So, now that we're done with that, at the end of last episode, I did mention that I was going to do a little building off camera, just because we've been doing so much building lately that I kind of want to get away with that and maybe get into more of the technical side. So as you can see, I have a building there and there. I've expanded the base of operations, and it was a little complicated trying to get the coloring to kind of match what it is, but I like how it turned out. I think that looks really good. We have some textures in there. I got the little roof points that we have. I think it looks good. So what we're going to do with these 2 buildings is, first off, this is going to be our storage. So I'm planning on doing my own storage, so I'm not raiding from spawn anymore. So we're going to basically fill each one of these. There's 2 here and 2 on the other side. And I think there's 44 spaces for chests in here. So we'll figure out what we want to do. I'm kind of shying away from Red Power 2 right now just because of the unknown of if it's going to be updated or not. And I've already going to have enough work trying to replace all my micro panels, so I don't want to get technical stuff. But we do have factorization, routers, things like that, and we do have applied energistics. So I'm going to look into it, see which one I like the best, and we'll use that to set up our storage system. Okay, like I said, both sides. Here I'm going to set up something similar to our last world, where we're going to have our advanced workbenches here with recipes put in for all the different things we might want to make. So we just kind of walk up and click it, get the item we want, and that'll be kind of cool. Lots of room for different recipes there. And then now that they actually put the item in the front, we don't have to use item frames on the outside, so we can put twice as much stuff there. So that should be good. Next thing, over here. This is going to be my processing area. So we're going to use each one of these alcoves. Right now it's kind of just a copy of what's over there, mirrored. But we'll be like IC2 processing, you know, Buildcraft processing. Maybe we'll put in some boilers, or not boilers, but coke ovens and things. There's stuff that we can put up in here as well, having to do with the processing and the different mods that we have that have to do all kinds of things. Looks like I have to go through and fix a couple missing blocks there. But anyway, so that's going to go in here. But before I can do that, I need to know how much and what amounts of stuff I'm getting and what I need to be able to do with it. So we need to start bringing in items. So it's quarry time. Time to set up our own quarries in our own area. What I want to do is go far enough away because I want to make sure I'm getting all the Zycraft doors and all of our other good ores that we need for all the new stuff we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and set up, I think I will do 4 quarries, similar to my last world. And I'm not going to try and chunk load things that it's just going to be working when I'm on or something like that. But we'll get it set up. We're going to go do some exploring, find a good spot, make sure it has all the good ores, set it all up. And I'm not too worried about doing underground ones since, you know, the fact that we are going to be far enough away that I'm not going to see it. I can always just do something over the top later. But it'd be kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead, build the stuff, get all the material resources, energy tesseracts, everything ready to do this. And then when I'm ready, I'll come back and then we'll go do some exploring. Alright, we are ready to go. In here we've got the quarries, item tesseracts, energy conduits, all of our piping. And I'll come over here and show you. We basically are going to just fill up all of these. This is 128 barrels. And I've got it set up in a sequence, so it's pretty much going to run and go by each one all the way around up to the next level. When it gets to the end, it comes back down, comes over here, goes all the way around again, at the next level comes up. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is this isn't my actual storage plan. This is just for now. I'm going to start the quarries, pump everything, do a full quarry top to bottom, see the items I get. That'll help me figure out exactly what types of machines we're going to have to use, what we're going to set up, what kind of items are going to be coming out, and then from there we can actually set up our actual design for the storage on the other side, and then we can over here start setting up our different processes and stuff. So like I said, this is just temporary. Alright, and we are 1,000 blocks from the temple and 1,500 blocks from our main base, but we have here a desert, and to me that seems like a great place to set up our quarrying operation. We'll do that above ground, of course. So I think we'll get far enough in here so we'll be able to go both directions easily. Alright, nice. Okay. So yeah, this will be a good spot for it. So I'm going to give me a moment to get everything set up here, and then I will be back when we're ready to start the operation. Alright, so we're hard at work. I got the first 2 quarries set up here, and they're doing some clearing. And actually, we're already running low. I forgot to set up power. Alright, 2 energy, 1 energy. I think I have another energy. I'm going to set up a couple, 1 for each side. Actually, I have enough to do 1 for each. So then that might not be a bad idea. So we'll set 1 there. And that's just because I want these things running at full power. So that would be a good thing. And it should actually be pretty simple. I can use the same outputs, but I'm actually planning on here in the near future adding more outputs, just because I'm realizing the limitations of my current power setup when I start using multiple things, like when I was doing the bee machines and things. Oops, no, it's you. I need to go out. There you go. Yeah, when I was doing like the bee machines, I realized that there was an issue having to do with how much power could actually be pushed through it. So we'll go through here, owner only, and we'll send it, and that's gonna be power 1. So we'll put power 1 on this side, power 2 on that side, so we're kind of sharing the load. And we should, wait, power output 1. Yeah, let's do power. I think that might need to be. I think power 1 is the actual straight shot of the engines pushing in, and then the power output is the actual engine banks. Alright. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and finish setting up the other... I should receive only. And let's finish setting up the other quarries. Make sure I didn't do send only. I'm so used to send only. Receive only. Yep, I did on all of those. Let's see. Alright, there we go. So now, this should actually be going positive. I think. looks like we're still slowly... Well, I'm going to play around with it a little bit more. I may need to, like I said, I may need to go back and make it so I can put just one each, because right now it looks like this is actually going to run out. No, it isn't. Okay, now we're going positive. Okay, there we go. It just took a sec for it to take effect. Okay, so that'll keep you full. You already are full. And you're still clearing. Okay, we're good to go. Alright, so I'm just, like I said, I'm going to finish setting up my quarries. Once we actually start to get some items through here, we'll come back. And then our next cut will take us over to when we actually have items coming in, so we can kind of start to work out what our plans are going to be for our processing and our storage. So I will see you guys shortly. Alright, that actually didn't take very long, to be honest. I just finished setting this last one up. We're still doing some clearing over on this area and these ones, but we're already starting to send items, so we're getting some sand. So now the thing is, let's head back to base and make sure my my plan for the barrels and storage actually is working. We're not spewing stuff all over the floor, which would be bad. And doing some thinking, talking to RenEvo and everything, it looks like Advanced Energistics is going to let me use barrels as part of its thing. And the cool thing is the fact that with that you can actually create templates for crafting items, and it will actually go and pull the items that you need out of the different barrels, bring them in, make the items and stuff, which is awesome. So I'm probably going to go with that. So there we go. We already got... Seriously? Is it 64 stand or is it 64? Okay. There we go. So why is it just putting in one stack at a time? Shouldn't it be putting in multiple stacks? I thought that's how that worked. Well, I guess we'll keep a watch on this, make sure it's doing what it's supposed to. Whoa! That's not good. It's just throwing stuff all over the place. Alright. You know what I may need to do? I may need to do insertion pipes. I think if I do insertion pipes on these... Yeah. It's just going to go through and it's continuing to just fill it till there's one stack. So I'm going to have to go back through and I'm going to need to make a bunch of insertion pipes so that the insertion pipes will continue to... It'll keep trying to fill a barrel with the item that's available until it can't, and then at which point it'll move on. So maybe that'll work, because right now this definitely isn't, and I'm just kind of going through and filling up all of my barrels with one stack each. So, alright, well, I had some work to do, so let me tweak this a little bit, and I will be back. Alright, so it's back to the drawing board. Apparently, and people watching this probably actually already knew this, but you're only supposed to put stuff into the barrels from above. So apparently going through the bottom I was doing some kind of overflow or something, so it could only fill up the single, or buffer or something. So anyway, so I'm going through and redoing this. Actually, yep. Yeah, redoing this. We're going to end up having the middle is going to be solid blocks, well, except for the one, and we'll film all these from the top. So it's kind of a redesign. So I'm going through ripping all these out. We'll put it all back in here shortly, and I may use less gold too. I don't know, they were saying that might have been the speed thing too. I don't think so. We'll stick with gold. But anyway, I got a bit of work to do, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of all this off camera, and when we're ready to go I will be back, and then we'll fire the quarries back up and see if that fixes our issue. Alright, so we did the adjustment, and it is now filling up past more than one stack, but as you can see, it's still doing kind of like the 50-50 split down here. So as you see, this one should hit up 59, 62, 64. Okay, so it's filling up, but it's traveling down, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So what I'm thinking I'm probably going to do is we're just going to have to use insertion pipes, I guess, on these. Just to kind of force it to fill up. I mean, I guess over time you so much. But yeah, I don't like that. So yeah, I'm going to add insertion pipes, and then I'm going to go through and fix this side up as well for the overflow. And then, once, like I said, once we get in this, I can get out of here. This was just stuff that I had picked up and was trying to get off my inventory. So yeah, and then once we get past that, then I will come back when we're ready to start talking processing and storage. Again, like I said, I want to see the items we're getting and get a feel for this. So probably be a little while before I'm back, but when I do, we should have some good stuff to see. So anyways, see you guys in a few. Alright, so a little bit's gone on. It's been a couple days. Should I go back down here? One of those first things is I finally completed my circle of alvearies. And in addition, I've now replaced them all with my fiendish queens. Which, like I said, that's every 50 seconds I get myself a simmering comb versus, I think it was like a minute and a half or something bigger for the demonics. In addition, let me show you these bad boys now. Alright, we've gone to shortest lifespan. And reason for shortest is I only pump out items out of here when there's missing a queen or princess. So I want them to die quickly. Otherwise, you know, if I were to go to longer or longest, I could go huge amounts of time without putting in any comb into my system, and that can cause my squeezers over here to run out, and then they just end up getting filled up with cobblestone and stuff. So I want them to happen a lot. So shortest lifespan is great. I haven't got the fastest speed yet. Working on that. But I still have my 4 fertility, so we're getting lots of bees for our DNA. I think Fuzzy, once again, he's got the largest area of effect one. He's working on trying to analyze it. I think he went through 2 whole stacks of bees and hasn't gotten it out yet. I may end up putting in the adventure or the XP thing in here. Right now I kind of like just the fact that I get, you know, health when I walk around. I'll make a XP farm eventually. Next thing, 5 up and down tolerance on my temperature and humidity, so that's great. So these are super bees. I can go ahead and dispose of him now, and I've got it pretty much all the way around. I've got a few of my Imperials yet that I'm still using to get my, oops, actually they are down here, to get my royal jelly. But as soon as I can get something up here for that, or down below, I haven't figured out exactly where yet, but that is in my list of things to do, then I can go straight fiendish all the way around and we'll be good to go. So you can see I'm also working my way up pretty well on the liquid DNA. I'll soon have 2 million millibuckets, which is awesome. I think it's like 200,000 or 200 or 20,000. Either way, that's a lot of DNA, more than I need. So this is good to go. Now let's head on outside. The 4 quarries are done. So we have a look now of how much we got from our 4 quarries. And it only on the bottom row, it did this side, this side, this side. You see we got almost 3 stacks of diamonds, which is nice. Or actually 2.5. Still good. And it made it all the way to this point. It never went up to the second level up there. What did we get? Besides the sand, which I eventually turned off, and the cobble, which I eventually turned off, and the dirt. I sent most of the cobble and the dirt over to Jaren. You can see we got, you know, a few rubies, sapphires, coming around here. Lots of aluminum. That's a good thing. I think that's all needed for stuff. We got the sapphires, yes. All right, there we go. Zycraft ores, almost 64 stacks of the blue, the white, the dark, and these ones we actually got more over there, but the green and the red. So we have plenty of Zycraft stuff, ores, which is good. We'll have to be processing those. Is this the amber? Yep. Almost 64 stacks of copper. 89 Rocky Princesses. That's awesome because we can convert those to other things and use some of those in our breeding projects. Got a bit of uranium, which is also good because once we start working on our mutations again, we can put that into our mutation, the alvearies with the frames and stuff like that to give us a higher % chance of the mutations, which is good. Here's big. 817 quartz crystals, 812 quartz dust, and then probably almost 2.5 stacks of this here. So it's all good stuff. Plenty of the earth. The earth crystals up there. Let's see, and then over here we got into, what's this, tin ore, not bad, 26 stacks of that. Got some lead, lots of silver. So again, we're getting a pretty good stack of items. Then we got some gold, more coal, lots of coal. Lapis, obsidian, here's some more of that quartz crystals. Tungsten, which is still useless. Ferrous, not bad, 243 of that. You can see these are from like destroying a zombie, or not a zombie, but just a monster spawner. Get some of those things. That's on top of my 64 stacks of iron. Again, good. Nickelite, which is good for our red power stuff if we so choose to use it. And then there we got 3 more stacks of this green zirconium and red zirconium. So we did good. Actually, we did really good. What am I'm looking for something here. I'm looking for flint. Someone was saying they needed flint. Did I get any flint? There we go. There we go. 40 stacks of flint. Okay, that's good. Alright, so anyway, now that we have an idea for that, now we can get on to our processing setup. And we will get to that in a sec. First off, we are going to head back over here because I was been doing some planning and some researching for how I wanted to do my storage, and I've got a pretty good idea. So we're actually going to stop here. We're going to go into my creative world that I was kind of practicing so I can show you what we're doing, because I think this is probably going to happen in our next episode. We're going to finish this one up with just the processing, and then the next one's going to be working on storage. So let me just jump over there really quick and I'll show you what I've got planned. Okay, so here's what I been playing with. First off, this is the applied energistic stuff. And I didn't want just a straight up applied energistics. I didn't want to have one of the like a box. And I know you can do it that way. You know, drives, controllers, like a chest. Yeah, so you can take like a chest and say we put it here. You can stick all your stuff in here, put in a storage device, and it allows you to keep all its items in there. And I know that's how that works. The thing is when you come into it, especially when you start getting a ton of stuff, you're scrolling through, and I don't know, that's not what I want. I like the old-fashioned way of having chests, whether they be normal chests here or the barrels, you know, both of which are cool. And I may end up going through like a combination of this. What is going to make this work, though, is these ME storage buses. And this was all set up to find out what works and what doesn't work. So right now, putting these in the bottom works. So you can see we have forest drones. And these are standard regular forest drones. Alright, so we'll grab a couple more stacks of these. And to show you. Now you see here, we have an empty barrel. Now normally with barrels, they have to go in the top. We discovered that earlier with the quarry. I can come over here to our ME terminal, and actually before we do that, we'll see. You can see it 10 stacks plus 63. And if I actually come over here so we can watch this, as soon as I stick you in here, we now have 11 stacks plus 63, 12 stacks, 13 stacks. So even though we have an empty barrel, it's still going to go into this one. So that's the first thing I wanted to make sure. Now, the second thing, did it have to be underneath? Because, you know, you have it from behind, it looks better. So that's what this was for. Once again, you can see right in here, we have ME access terminals. So we'll come over here. We'll pull out our ME access terminal. Now if we head back over here, we can see now it's empty. So it can draw from a standard chest, and with it hooked up behind. Now here's the fun part. See that empty thing over there? Still empty. Come back over here. Oh, where did I put you? Did I forget to... Oh, great. Now over here. See, right when I start getting cocky... where did you go? Now I'm curious. Huh. That's not good. Or did I put you here? Alright. Let's break you. Let's try that again. Sorry. Alright, so now... Where were we at? Okay. ME access terminal. So now I should be able to come back over here. Oh, no, it went up here. And why did it go up here? Because I haven't told it yet. I just clicked on the storage bus behind this chest. I told it that if there's an access terminal in the system, I want it to go in this chest. This is the key component of the system. There we go. So now when I come around here, voila, it's in there. Now why this is important is because of barrels. Barrels for the most part of having them in the positions we want, and then of course chests. So in things where I'm going to want more than one type of item, I'm going to need to use to be able to direct where they go. So now when we go back to our area, we've got our 4 little, you know, squares that we're going to be sticking our items, whether they be barrels or chests. From inside, we can click on our storage bus and tell it what we want ahead of time. So that even when we use up all the items, so say I come into this barrel, like look over here, well, so let's say we want that to be dirt. I can go ahead and do this, and even though there are no dirt blocks in here right now, as soon as I go and put the dirt block into our system, because of where I told it I wanted to go, there it is. It went into this block. So this is going to be a very important aspect. It's going to allow us to, first off, put the items where we want. But it's instant. That's the other thing too. We don't have to have miles of cable and things running through. It's going to be instant. Once it reaches our storage system, it's going to pop in the place we want. Now the other cool thing is, where are we? There we go. Wireless access terminal. So we have a wireless access point. We take our terminal and we put it in this controller, and that's going to link it. Now, as long as there is a wireless access point nearby, within 16 blocks, we can access it. So you can see I can access everything from here. A little bit further, still a little bit further. Okay, no signal, too far away. We can amplify it up to 16 more. So I can make it so I can go up to 32 blocks, but that's as far as I can go. However, if I take another wireless access point and connect it to our system, I once again can access this, again up to 16 blocks or 32 blocks if I upgrade it. So because of the system, I can run this just regular cable throughout my system. But cable by themselves don't take up a super amount of energy. It's like the bigger things that do. And that's okay. I have plenty of energy that I can combat this with, and I'm going to be having more as well. So I can set this up to put these access points inside my pyramid and all the area around my storage, so that no matter where I am, I will be able to access everything from this handheld terminal, or I can walk up and just click on the items or open the chest. So I'll have kind of the best of both worlds. So that's my plan for how we're going to do the storage. And again, like I said, that's going to be our next episode. So for now, let's go head back in, because now it's time to start our processing. Alright, so looks like we're running a bit late again. I'm already past 30 minutes, so I'm going to try and do this next bit, you know, fairly quickly. So basically, we're going to go ahead and pick this area here to be our Industrialcraft processing area. So all of our items are going to be coming in off of our Tesseract. And what I'm probably going to do is we're just going to have things go through. We'll pick off the items that we want, keep them here, and there's going to be another item, Tesseract, right here that's going to be basically sending things off to the next area. So with that being said, I would say we're probably going to use like a single, I'll keep those out here for now, but we'll use like a gold and a diamond. So the gold comes out of here, and then we got the diamond going right back into there. So the only things that will be coming out, we'll pick what we want, and that's going to get routed to our different sides of this. And the items we're going to be putting in, induction furnace, macerator, compressor, recycler, and extractor. So basically 2 full walls will be taken up with our induction furnace and macerators, because those are kind of going to be working in tandem. And then on another side we'll do like let's say a compressor and extractor, and then another side for recyclers. And then that'll leave me a few spaces that I can put in some just random machines. Like I can put in some canning machines so I can manually come in and can if I feel like it, but I'll have that ability. And I also made quite a few hoppers, although it looks like that'll be enough for the macerators and induction furnaces, but nothing else. The reason why I'm going with 8 of these is just so that I have the ability to process multiple ores, because when we have things coming in off, say 4, maybe at some points more quarries, we want to make sure that we don't have stuff getting lost because it can't fit into the induction furnace. And even then I'll probably end up using, like if I have to do 2 different types of ores for one, I may use like the insertion pipe so that it'll reroute it right back in, and eventually once the spot's empty then it can start putting it in. But again, that's for the future. So to start off with, we'll go ahead and put this back in here. We're gonna make this, we'll start off with our macerators, because what we want to do first is get the ores ready to process. So we'll take that, throw in our hoppers. Let me go ahead and get back here. I'm going to put up behind there our nice little covers, so that when you're looking at it from the front, we don't see inside. Because that's one of the things that I'm very key on, is aesthetics. If you haven't noticed, I like technical, I like big, I like crazy, but I also like it to look good. So now we don't have to see all the cabling and stuff going on inside. Now these will be using facades. Same reason. So let's see, for this point we're going to have to, let me go ahead and get my bag back here again, using the cobblestone / stone trick. I guess it's not really a trick, it's just a nice design aspect in that we don't have to worry about cross-contamination with our items. So we'll go like that, and there you go. So all the items are dropping in. We'll do all of our diamond piping and that kind of stuff on the other side, just to kind of keep things looking good. So there you go. Now we've got a wall of macerators, and we see absolutely nothing other than the hopper and the actual macerator. Nice and tidy, looks really good, and if we wanted to, we can take our item frames and stick them up there probably. I don't know if they'll fit on the facades or not, but we can basically put on there to show what the different items that are going into each one of these are, so we kind of have an idea. Or of course, you can always just come in and click on it. Alrighty. Now the next thing is going to be diamond. So I'm thinking we'll start from the middle and kind of work our way over. That way we have less items to have to worry about, because half of them are going to go to the left, half go to the right. Let me go ahead. This is going to take me a little bit of planning to go get the items I need to macerate, figure out which things are going into what, and get that part set up. So let me go ahead and do that really fast, and I'll come back and kind of show you the result. Alright, so here's the plan so far. So I came up with 5 distinct macerated items. So you have the copper, tin, silver, gold, and iron. And then 3 other spots here for future use. If we so choose to, we can always route them inside of here. At some point down the road too, I may end up coming back here if I fully start utilizing this ME system. But maybe what I might do is, come in with using that, and I may do that, and that could be, and it's an easy fix. From there, they come into the hopper, down into the macerator. Then we got Antarctic gates on wooden pipes here, drawing them back out, and come into this here where they're going to get routed then up here to our next stage, which will be our induction furnaces. And then I'm just going to have, once I get this all completed, I just have the fiber cable going across all the way through here, connecting all these. And obviously I still need to work on the upgrades and stuff so that they can all take the right amount of power. But again, right now we're just setting up the basic layout of it. So let's probably go through here and make another walkway, because we're about to lose this side. So we'll go ahead and start dropping all these in here. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing now. I'm going to go ahead, place in our hoppers, because again, the last thing you ever want is to have too much items and possibly have things falling on the floor and whatnot. So we're always going to be putting hoppers in on these things here. So I'm just going to basically completely copy what I did up there. We'll use this to feed in up top, and you know what, I may have to do a little bit of a change here just because of on the corner, since we not fully utilizing all of these for automatic. I may move the copper one over to here and have the two end ones are just going to be manual. That way it's not going to interfere with what we put in over here. But once again, I'm going to go ahead and do the next part of this off camera, and I will come back here and I will show you the design setup we have for this once it's ready to go. Alright, it's coming along, and coming along rather well. I changed up this, so now I just have the diamond chest going into the hoppers here, which allows me to utilize all of them without having any interconnection. So coming in here, I basically specify which direction the other ores go. It gets smaller as they go down. So right now everything's coming here. If I come up with something at a later time that I want to auto macer it, I just have to add it going to the green side and then put it down, and it'll automatically do it. I can come from here or other places. Again, at some point, once I get my ME storage system up, I'm probably going to come back in here. First off, verify that I can use the buses onto the actual hoppers, in which case if I can just pop them on the top like this or on the side. Probably on the top because I like having this on the side. So we'll see if that works. And then it'll automatically, I can actually put, and I don't remember exactly the names of them, but I can put things to say that I always want to have a certain number of something in my storage system, and if I don't, it'll actually pull the item necessary, send it into here, process it until it reaches that number in the system, and then stop using it. So I can always have a certain amount of different items that are macerated, like sand or gravel or things like that, without having to actually, have it part of the quarry system. And the same with my induction furnaces here, and what I'm about to do shortly, which would be the compressors, extractors, and things like that. So right now, this is just for getting myself started. As I start to get things more complex, I'll come back and show you what I've changed when I change it. But this right now will work. So items will be coming from the quarry here. Hit this point, if I get copper, tin, silver, iron, or gold, they shoot up into here, get macerated, come down into these iron pipes, routed over to here, straight back up, and it does the same thing with the dust, and it moves all the way over there into these furnaces. Again, these are the covers covering up my hoppers. Got the facades up there hiding our piping. They get cooked in the induction furnaces, pulled out of here, sent into this point, which is going to my storage. Any of the items that didn't get macerated are also going to storage. So this is actually, after this point, these will all go into storage. And anything I actually manually put into here is also going to go into here and go into storage. So pretty much everything that comes on the output of my furnaces will go into storage. And as I'm going to have my little wireless storage access, I can actually grab it from here without having to run back if I want to, or if I'm just trying to fill up and, you know, stock my system, I can just come in, throw a bunch of things in the hoppers and walk away, and it'll automatically sort itself out. So this is cool. I'm happy with this so far. Same thing now with what we're going to do next, and that'll be our extractors and our compressors. At some point, if I choose to, I can always come back and set up some type of automatic system to set these in here. But for right now, these will be manual, I think. Again, until I get the ME system set up, and then I can automatically route stuff. But for right now, compressor, nothing coming from here is going to be in there. And if I need to compress something, I'm just going to have to run over here and manually do it, unless I find something that I want a lot of. But that's later. Again, a lot of this is later. I'm just getting my initial stuff set up. Same thing with extractors. And then, of course, over here, we'll start off with and every other one of these, I guess. Eventually, oops. Do I have that? Please tell me somewhere I've got that. I know I've got a drill somewhere. Or I had a drill. There it is. But I probably... Yep. Okay. I'm going to have to go back. You know what I might just do is make the rest of these recyclers. Instead of voiding everything, I can turn these in, you know, use these to process all the excess cobble, sand, dirt, whatever I don't want. And you can actually use the scrap for furnaces and things like that, or just pop them open and get some items out and stuff like that too. So it just seems silly for me not to at least use it. Or if at some point I want to use UU, even though there's very little we can get out of it, you know, it's not a bad thing. So not to mention it will complete my setup here, because I need to go ahead and make more hoppers. So there'll be hoppers above all these things, and this will complete my IC2 area. Oh, that's right. I was gonna possibly put in candy machines. All right, I'm gonna go charge this up because I need to move this. I have a couple more machines to put in here. But let me finish this up here off camera. I'll come back and show this real quick, and then we'll basically call this an episode finished up with here, getting power run to it, and turning on our next set of quarries just to have this thing. Well, no, we're not going to do quarries yet because I don't have storage yet. So that'll be, we'll at least get this thing ready to run so that when we get the storage system set up, we're good to go. So let me do all that off camera here real fast, and I will be right back. Alright, so we have a slight problem here, and that is I haven't really played with this for a while, and I forgot some of the basic stuff, as I will probably have an annotation earlier stating. But number one, and we'll come up here to demonstrate why this is a problem. I had this all set up, it was ready to go, I was excited. If you look in here, there, we have gold. Items inventory pulse. It's not pulsing. Have to take the items out the back or the side, not the bottom. Which means I need to reset all this stuff so that the power's coming in the bottom and these are coming out the back. The other thing I forgot about induction furnaces is we're at 0% heat. I need to put a switch on there. I can't put the switch on the back, obviously, because that's where this is going to be, which means I have to change this around, so we're probably going to only go to 4. And I'll have to work out exactly how I do it, because with this being, if I did it there and there, it'd be there and there. I'll figure something out just because of the amount of space in here. It's not going to be exactly even. But, yeah. And once that changes, might as well change this as well. Yeah, that's frustrating. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is maybe iron will have its own, copper will have its own, tin will have its own, and then I'll probably combine silver and gold, because I don't get as much of that coming through very often, so it shouldn't clog up the system, especially with hoppers involved. So that should be able to work. I'll just have to keep an eye on it. And then the same with the induction furnaces, because I'll only be able to do 4 and 4. with that being done, I might as well drop this down to 4 and 4, since I don't need 4 compressors or 4 extractors. And same with over here. I may keep... No, I might keep this walls. I'm gonna mess around with this off camera, completely redo this setup here, and then I'll come back and show you what the final design is, because I was done. They all had power. I thought it was good to go, and then I'm like, wait a minute, nothing's coming out, and then these weren't even warmed up. So alright, let me play with this a little bit, and I'll come back and we'll finish this up, and hopefully it should be fully functional when that happens. So I'll see you guys in a few. Alright, so good news. One thing is, as I was going through, everything got moved down to spot, but actually that doesn't bother me, because if I want to or need to, I can always now come through and add in a second row of hoppers, which is kind of cool. You can see we still have the filters back there, the diamond piping, so you can kind of see what's going through here. So it still gives us good access if we ever need to change or add something in. You'll also notice I didn't have to leave a gap. These are all through. He's at 99, he's at 100. Something cool I discovered. I love our Tartic gates. I ended up, instead of using just standard gates, we have iron and gates, because there's a, if not fully heated up, we send a redstone signal. So I didn't have to put on levers or anything, and I was able to put my full wall in. So here's what we got now. Once again, we have our quarry output coming into here, hits this. We're going to take our ores out, send them up over into here. Again, they're getting dropped down based on our sorting. Now it comes over here, pulls them out. I've done in a couple places we don't have anything happening, like here. This is going to be, all it is the redstone for here. This is going to be a manual one, so if I want to do something and get the output, I can come over here and put it in without having to jump over and turn it off. Over here, the two middle ones, we have our compressor and our extractor. Both these are currently turned off, so these are our manuals as well. Here we've got our recyclers coming through. Everything, by the way, is all interconnected except for the macerators, which are actually going up and into our induction furnaces. But all of our other items are coming through here and popping in, and you can see where we've got our mass fab running, and he's doing a little bit of work. You know, he's taking power. I went and checked inside, and I'm fully powered, no missing lava or anything. So at the moment, it doesn't hurt. So I've got it running. So now we'll come over here, and we'll pump these in here real quick just to kind of show what we've got going. So let's see, we want copper and tin to start. So let's see, copper, tin, silver, iron, gold. So now we can see over there's nothing in there, which means we must be over here. Oh, that's right, they're not using this one. So we'll wait for items to drop in. So I'm not seeing anything yet. Or are they just going that fast? Let me make sure they didn't get caught up in our system, because right now, yep, we are definitely empty. So either it went super fast, or they got caught up because I didn't hit one of my... Oh, no, there they are. Now they're gone. That was interesting. Okay, and you can see the ingots getting pulled out now. So yeah, system works. So now if we head back over here, we should have some new additions to our... There's where we've gotten our UU matter popping in, and I can add those in now. And we should be getting some ingots here shortly from our system. They're going to first pop in over here. Coming out of here. Yep, there they go. You can see them coming through. They're going to have to go through the entire system, loop around, put it down here. And this is only temporary again. Once I get my ME system in, whoops, it'll all be instantaneous, so we won't have to worry about that. But where is it going? Where's my first layer? It should be going up top. Unless, did I not give it access? Oh, that would be bad. Let me find out here real fast here. Oh, no, there they are. They're just backwards. Well, that sucks. Okay, I may have to go through and change these so that it actually shows them on the outside. But yeah, there we go. Got our ingots and everything is good to go. So, system is working fine now. Again, this isn't going to be my final storage anyway, but we got our processing now. So if I were to turn on my quarry again, instead of getting ores, we will now get ingots. So, anyway, that is where we'll end it here today. I know it's a little bit of a longer episode, but a couple problems here, and a bit more technical episode. So next one we'll get into storage, I think, so we can start running it, and then we can start thinking about some of our other areas here. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.